is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself and those intentions. My content is not for everyone. It's not. To the genuine ones, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I truly hope that you continue to heal from trauma and pain, regardless of who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. It's not a crime to be your authentic self. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Now, here's a check on me, goddamn. My content about is okay. Where do I start when it comes to unconditional love? A view that certain folks can't relate to what's going within. Only the rest of hold on 1 second, you was far from judging your neighbor when it comes to being authentic. Certain folks will never understand how you overcame spell work in a toxic way. They was energy harvesting off your energy, said that you didn't have potential when you was never the issue, when you wasn't trying to catch a case. I love myself after dead my life. I was going through certain events in my life. At the end of the day, I almost shortchanged myself when it came to communication. You know, hurting yourself with your own words. But those verbs hits different when you understand that, hold on 1 second, God brought you balance. We may not pray the same. Certain folks in the background trying to humble you. But hold on 1 second, you wasn't trying to let go. Hold on 1 second, God's even exchange. You know, because when God spent the block, when you prayed to go within, those tears was real at the end of the day. Being mentally available, not available. They would never understand when God picked you up to show you that you was worthy to overcome what you've been through. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. You know, spiritual warfare is real. Individuals, those spell working a toxic way towards you when it comes to beauty, magic, playing with your finances, trying to discourage you to paint you out to be the villain in their story, but hold on 1 second. You still took a chance on you. They want you to be emotionally unstable, but fall from a crash out, regardless who had that pen that day at the end of the day, trying to blackmail you against you because you truly had potential and you was never the issue. Because the right people, when they walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. Being emotionally available, hold on 1 second. They thought that you couldn't be. No, I have to change something. I don't know what's wrong with these people. You know, they judged the book by its cover when it came to you. But hold on 1 second. God had a better view. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. Now, here's a trick though for me. You know, being woke will have folks in their ego. Only rest the hold on 1 second. It was never competition when you usually keeping it real though. You know, balance is different when it comes to communication going within. You got folks sending you the evil eye even when you made mistakes. They would never understand the knowledge you had to take, you know, to go within. I may not make sense to the average person, but that healing actually hits different when you go within. Regardless of who's sending you the evil eye, never give up on yourself when I say it respectfully. Wow. I love myself now that dim my light. I love myself now that dim my light. I love myself now that dim my light. They try to shortchange you, your attention span. They was throwing spoke in a toxic way. You supposed to be bent out of shape, but you wasn't trying to catch a case. They had so much to say when it came to he say, she say, but a point of view they can't relate to, hold on 1 second, that conscious is different. You know, being high vibration will make certain folks feel like, hold on 1 second, you think you better than somebody, but that was never the case. You knew how to be 6 feet apart with folks that know how to respect you. Hold on 1 second, all because you trying to protect you. That energy is different. Fall from cocky, thinking you better than somebody. They try to humiliate you only by the hold on 1 second. God should have allowed you to feel like he's pouring into yourself. Only by the hold on 1 second. God never left your side. They tried, they tried, they tried, they tried. Said they tried, they tried, they tried, they tried. You know, being authentic is not a crime. And I say that respectfully. You know, when you take the chance on you to try, they would never understand that hold on 1 second. God didn't doubt you because God shows you potential. God didn't doubt you when God was really showing you love. That unconditional love is different. Only rest hold on 1 second, you just fall from a crash out when they didn't understand you. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. What's up, butterfly? You know, time allows you to fail. Someone allows you to unwind, being emotionally available. They wasn't trying to dim your light when it came to your time. The energy is different when it comes to maturing. Outgrowing the old, someone that had to get physical. Because hold on a second. Someone saw you to truly respect you. The disrespect was part of the chapter at the end of the day that wasn't part of your future. Someone truly didn't have to label you to have excuses. Being emotionally unavailable, who would have knew the love of your life was truly there to protect you? Someone finally walked into your life. Not only was they fine, but they actually had the right mindset to actually get to know you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. That balance is different when someone wasn't wearing the mask to love you properly the first time around. They ain't had to play with sport to get your time and day. Regardless of what the world was trying to do at the end of the day to kick you down, the love of your life was really praying for you, not against you. They wasn't trying to humiliate you. It was never an act at the end of the day when they actually got to know you. Because true love is not complicated. That rainy day actually made sense that day. It's that connection that who would have knew. You're praying to go within, only for God to show you that you was truly a miracle. Because you understood boundaries when it comes to this next chapter. It only became another season, only rest to hold on 1 second. I understood good days, bad days, when I almost lost myself. That testimony is different, but God showed me what mistakes I made when I almost lost myself, hurting myself on my verbs. When you almost lost yourself with your own verbs. Today's chapter is different. Being mindful how you pour into yourself. Being mindful when you look in the mirror to actually love yourself, regardless of sending you the evil lie. But that boundaries when it comes to growth is different. God gave you access to certain doors certain folks would never understand. You was far from competing. You just wanted to love you to pour into you. You knew how to respect your neighbor, but they were trying to shortchange you. They were sending you spell work right to left, but God wasn't rejecting you because God picked you up and they said God wasn't real, but God was really keeping it real because you truly the miracle at the end of the day. Yeah, they know how to love you, respect you, protect you. Yeah, they showed you fake love. They act like they was for you, try to blackmail you, to disrespect you, allow to kick you down, but God maintained a smile that started within because unconditional love is different when you truly go within. Wow. The insecurity don't live in your vein. Jealousy, envy, hold on 1 second. We all not the same. You knew how to respect folks when you couldn't see. Who would know at the end of the day? God should allow you to elevate. You're praying to go within. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. That needs is different. You love and you choose, and you not to overlook you. Yeah, they was throwing you the evil eye, but hold on 1 second, God didn't shortchange you. You may not worship the same God as the average person, but hold on 1 second, your soul was never for sale. You should be keeping it real, because God was never for sale when God should allows you to heal. You still healing when it comes to trauma and pain. They would never understand elevation is different. Hold on 1 second, we're not the same. Someone walked into you to bring you the proper balance. They wasn't trying to control you. They just knew how to respect you. Hold on 1 second. That confidence is different. Wow. Someone there to protect your heart. Being emotionally available. Hold on 1 second. When you almost get up in the love department, but you allowed yourself to fail. Being emotionally available. Who knew what it knew? That someone could truly allow you to heal. Healing that wound when it comes to your past. Someone didn't have to play mind manipulation games to get your time and day. Only for you to realize the hold on 1 second. Someone's trying to shortchange your mental health. Someone respected you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, pouring into you, bringing peace at the end of the day. It wasn't complicated. Regardless if you came from poverty and pain. Regardless if you didn't know how to love yourself that day. You always had a heart that never switched up. Only for you to realize the hold on 1 second. Someone allowed you to feel why you truly love the day. Someone walked into that to bring you peace. Being comfortable in your own shoes, who would have knew the love of your life wasn't overlooking you. Someone brought peace into your life. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments, that energy is different. Someone didn't have to play with sport. It wasn't lust, it was real love. Someone should be keeping it real with you, love. Wow. Someone cheering you on, of course, in person behind closed doors. Someone that truly didn't have to switch up. Because they wasn't pretending being authentic. They was your biggest cheerleader even days when you couldn't see. Who would have known the love of your life would maintain your smile and fix your crown? Someone praying for not against you. You aren't the same when it comes to real love. I'm not a genuine respect that my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm still healing from my hate crime. No, let me tell you about it. These son of a bitches. Ah! We live in a spiritual world. Let's speak facts. Here's the trend over me, bitch. I ain't scared of you weird bitches. Ah! No, for real. A motherfucker would send you spell work. They will project their insecurities, gather up in groups of folks at the end of the day, try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, energy harvest off your age at the end of the day. Like, hold on 1 second, I wasn't seeking revenge, so I was speaking up for myself because my neighbor's going through the same thing. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. I do not worship the devil, and my soul damn sure ain't for sale. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But there's somebody out there at the end of the day that's dealing with someone projecting spell work on them. When it comes to beauty magic, when it comes to someone's finances, when it comes to someone being in a situation that they don't have a voice to speak up for themselves, or they don't feel that they're worthy enough to speak up for themselves because they live in fear, or they don't have the proper support. I'm not, respect, and I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself, and I say respectfully. Being gang stalked, it's not for likes and views of clout chasing or fame. We are all not the same, and I say that respectfully. For someone to have their devices hacked, or someone gang stalking somebody because someone is paying somebody in a different tax bracket, your next door neighbor's telling you every move they mad a tax bracket. Now end the train thought for me. You don't have to know somebody or not for them to gang stalk you. All you gotta take is a little bird at the end of the day to have malicious intentions towards somebody, regardless if someone knows them or not, for someone to try to rob somebody mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, even sexually. Because sex magic is real and it's disgusting. To know that a grown ass man at the end of the day that's in a whole relationship and has a wife at the end of the day that he's supposed to be loved and loving and being a happy house man, whatever the case may be, why are you projecting sex magic towards somebody that you don't even know? Have the train over me. Your bitch ain't good enough. As the train over me. Sound like I lead a bitch. Hello. We live in a spiritual world. And if you really want to get technical, that's considered rape. And I say that respectfully. I do not live in fear and I would never hurt myself. How folks with energy harvest off your energy. How folks with pain try to be mentally unstable or try to use your documentations against you, or because certain individuals work in certain tax brackets or whatever the case may be, they take your kindness or weakness and they say, you know what, you don't got no family. You don't got people that's coming and support you. You don't got this. You don't got this. You don't got this. So we're going to control the narrative at the end of the day. How this type of stuff actually happens. How people feel at the end of the day because your voice doesn't matter. And we're going to label you already crazy, mentally unstable. And then we're going to paint you out to the community that you're not emotionally intelligent, that you're stupid, slow, and retarded. How this type of stuff actually happens. How someone will plot to rob you, but someone was already plotting to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And then some birdie comes along at the end of the day and is trying to plot against you to project a hate crime, to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and make you feel at the end of the day that you're not worthy. How this type of stuff actually happens. I'm not aging on respect, and I do not live in fear, and I say that respectfully. People pick and choose who could talk about spirituality. People pick and choose who could talk about God, the devil, narcotics, violence, hate crime, discrimination. People pick and choose who could talk about these topics. I do not worship the devil, and my soul was never for sale, and I say that respectfully. Individuals will send you the evil lie. They will hack your devices, your accounts, your emails, and pay somebody to watch your every move and gang stalk you. How this type of stuff actually happens. And you never sign up for someone's one-sided contract at the end of the day, or because someone doesn't want you to elevate, or certain individuals don't want you to speak on certain things that's happening in your life, or certain individuals don't want you to elevate or prosper or outdo somebody because someone had a position before you. When God creates a lane for you at the end of the day, the people that is truly, genuinely for you at the end of the day, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They're not sending you an evil lie. They're not creating a hate train towards you. They don't got malicious intentions towards you, and they damn sure not sending you an evil lie. And one thing I don't do is run from he say, she say, and I say that respectfully. And I don't run from my past. We are all not the same, and I say that respectfully. How individuals would dig up your past and try to humiliate you doing humiliation rituals or project you to be mentally unfair and all this weird stuff. Like, it's people at the end of the day that understood the obstacles that was placed in their life for all the right reasons. And when God reveals the devil on the enemy at the end of the day, God was protecting you. Individuals be like, where's your God at now when folks are trying to rob you? They be like, where's your God at now when someone's trying to hurt you? Where's your God at now when they got your back against the wall because they trying to strip everything from you? When you're a child of God, you don't live in fear. And I say that respectfully. It was never for likes and views of cloud chasing because God was never for sale. We are all not the same, and I say that respectfully. Being authentic would truly bother someone's mental health. It would. They would say, oh, I don't got a problem against this person. But the whole entire time they find out ways how to kick somebody down. They find ways to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, or energy harvest someone's energy. You watch somebody for months at a time, hack the device, the emails, whatever the case may be. seeing how they operate and move, how they eat, or whatever the case may be. Then you paying this person, paying that person to tell this person's every move. You monitoring their mail, making sure they don't get their mail. You monitoring their calls, making sure they don't get their phone calls. You're monitoring certain things when someone tell you certain information about an individual, or you act like you know a person when you don't. No, it's a trick over me. I don't know what's wrong with these people. No, for real, for real. Ooh, you're so delusional. It'd be a train of thought for me. But then you sit there and say that someone is mentally unstable. But you gotta hack somebody's devices, gang stalk somebody, project spell work, energy harvest on someone's energy, then try to destiny swipe with somebody, and then you're in the background paying this person and paying that person to make sure that someone doesn't elevate in life. But you say somebody's mentally unstable? No, you sound like you did a straight body jacket, mister. Whoever you fuck you are. Now, respectfully, my content is not for everyone. I'm not here to love respect, and I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. Regardless who's in the background saying they know me, they had a conversation with me. You know, individuals will work in certain departments, and they will act like they know somebody. They will act like they had a conversation with somebody. The way technology is set up today, someone with that ass blackmail you against you at the end of the day to paint you out to be something you're truly not, or because they want to control the narrative of who you are. I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself, and I say it respectfully. No, I have to check on me. Always be yourself with no molested. We're not the same neighbor. I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself, no intentions. I'm not your genuine love respect. Love is real. Love is one of a kind with the right one. That's really for you. It was more so God was truly stepping when God spent the block. You know, when God was not trying to allow you to fumble you when it came to your words. They would never understand those herbs. It wasn't hard narcotics. It was just God pouring into you. Showing you at the end of the day that tea was truly fruitful. Because you found peace within, being emotionally available. It was focusing you in the evil eye when it came to spell work to confuse you that day. But God restored you for all the right reasons. The insecurities being projected on you. But God was really showing you intuition. You didn't have to be a crash out. When folks wanted you to wild out, speaking up for yourself, the energy is different. You wasn't trying to hurt yourself, let alone your neighbor. They was trying to blackmail you right to left. But who would have knew that God allowed you to heal, overcoming certain wounds they would never understand. That hold on 1 second. You was far from a hater, far from being mentally unstable. Everybody has good days, bad days. But whether in the storm that God should allowed you to elevate and go through, the energy is different. They would never understand how you truly function. The energy is different. They said your moms and your pops wasn't around. You got mommy and daddy issues, but that was never the case because God allowed you to smile. Your heavenly mother and father, God was by your side. You had habits, but you had to let them go because you wasn't trying to lose yourself to better yourself. They would never understand. It was never for likes if you was a cloud chasing. You never had to do no hard narcotics. The energy is different. Even when folks had to paint you, had to be the villain in their story. Hear the he say, she say, they gonna talk about you all day, but you actually knew what you went through that day. It was certain folks that came in your life. Not only was God testing them at the end of the day, but God truly showed you who wasn't truly for you when you didn't have to make those mistakes. The angel is different. When you pray to go within, they will never understand your intuition going within. How self-love looks different. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. They said you whack and you corny, you're nobody. But the way they can relate to, hold on 1 second, our pain wasn't the same. They was projecting an insecurity on you in the most toxic way. How it took a group of people to try to kick you down, discourage you, or because you was comfortable in your skin, regardless of what you was going through, being emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, emotionally available. Yeah, because you had good and bad days. They would never understand how you weather the storm when they couldn't even see the goal within. I may not make sense to the average person, but last I checked at the end of the day, my heavenly mother, father, God told me I could be anybody who I want to be at the end of the day. Just be myself. The energy is different when it comes to growth. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Loving yourself gonna truly bother certain folks' mental health, but never give up on yourself when folks send you the evil lie. They was doing all that behind closed doors, sending spell work in a toxic way, but God was really showing you direction when it come to ordering your life. Didn't have to live in fear, especially when the devil tried to test you. The enemy was knocking at your door, but God was really pointing in the right direction. Understand that, hold on 1 second. They try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. They said that you was incapable of taking care of yourself. So they try to take your inheritance at the end of the day. They like, ain't nobody gonna hear you because we're gonna paint you to be mentally unstable. But that was never the case. Because when God endures something within you that they can't take away, hold on 1 second, it's being authentic. They will never understand. God never made a mistake. You know, because when God gives you a flow and God stepping with you, they would never understand your point of view. You ain't have to take your clothes off to make a couple of dollars. I don't mean no disrespect, but it be just trying to throw it for me. How God allows you to elevate every season. You may be elevating faster than certain people at the end of the day, but you wasn't seeking revenge when they disrespect you in a toxic way. Certain folks will never understand how you love yourself, even when they send you to spell work in a toxic way. They will never understand balance. It's different going within. To understand that, hold on 1 second. God gave you knowledge. Always be yourself and others' intentions. I may not make sense to the average person, but when God endures a gift within you, it's not about just taking off your clothes, and I say that respectfully. It's not about just outdoing the next person because everybody has potential in some way, but it wasn't competing. I know how to respect my neighbor even when they worship the devil, but I just know how to stay in my lane. It'd be the train of thought for me. I know how to respect my neighbor when they can't even see for themselves, regardless of what they're going through, emotionally not available. I just know how to stay in my lane. And I know how to speak up for myself when the devil tries to test me. He wasn't living in fear when he took my kindness for weakness, but we was on the same page. But hold on 1 second. I wasn't going to stop loving me because you didn't understand to stay in your lane. I'm not aging and respecting. I do not live in fear, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Never allow no man or woman to project fear in you and threaten your life and say that nobody's going to hear you because they're able to control the narrative because nobody sees you or hears you or respects you, regardless of their tax bracket. When they sat there and took your kindness or weakness and you didn't have to do anything to them. Because you know what? God knows the truth at the end of the day, regardless of who tries to blackmail you. Because God allows you to elevate for all the right reasons. He wasn't wearing a mask. Hold on 1 second. Actually loving yourself to respect your neighbor. Thank you, no thank you. I never thought it was a crime. And especially when someone has to lie on your name at the end of the day when they was participating in a hate crime towards you. Painting a picture at the end of the day that they such this good person. But hold on 1 second. They was trying to take your life that day the most toxic way. Or because of hold on 1 second. They didn't know you. An individual assume they know you at the end of the day. And when you speak up for yourself, never feel wrong, and I say that respectfully. I'm not using no respect, and I may not make sense to the average person, but that's okay. Because my content is not for everyone. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child because of jealousy, envy, or hate. And I say that respectfully. Someone screaming that they at peace with themselves, but they send you your child's spell work. Someone says they at peace with themselves, but someone has a jealousy and envy, hate mindset. They have to create a hate train to go up against your child or your loved one because someone doesn't want someone to outgrow them, meaning they don't want someone to surpass them. But it was never a competition. Someone doesn't want someone to prosper in life. It didn't matter someone's culture that day. How individuals will see something within you, watch you for months, years at a time at the end of the day, just to take notes to try to outdo you better than you. But hold on 1 second. We don't pray the same God. And I say that respectfully. Just stay in your lane, neighbor. I mean, I'm not the same. I just say what stuff actually happens. How someone will watch you for months and years at a time and be inspired, but they will never put respect on your name. Or be inspired and bring harm towards you. Regardless if a little birdie puts something in their ear, but before the little birdie puts something in someone's ear at the end of the day, someone was already digging up someone's past. Someone was already trying to humiliate somebody. Someone was already disrespecting somebody at the end of the day. And threatening somebody's life that, hold on 1 second, you will never accomplish what you think you're going to accomplish to become your best self-vision of yourself. It's trying to throw for me how this type of stuff actually happens. It's not always about someone's culture at the end of the day, because you could be the same culture as somebody, but someone would kick you down because you're willing to choose you. You're willing to help yourself, to help your neighbor, regardless of your tax bracket, or regardless of how far you succeeded in education at the end of the day. It's trying to throw for me. How the same individuals at the end of the day would create a hate train and be participating in someone sending spell work towards somebody, or someone making sure someone's finances is not stable, or whatever the case may be. When you're dealing with a child of God, the energy is different. It was never for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame. Because when God pours into you, and nobody's rooting for you at the end of the day, being discouraged was never fair. Being discouraged was never giving up. Being discouraged understood that, hold on 1 second, I understood why I was on an empty stomach that day. I understood why I poured into my neighbor and they shortchanged me. I knew that I can love somebody, but they were still able to shortchange me, but I still never changed my heart. It's a chain of thought for me. Always be yourself. It's a good God and it's a bad God. I worship the good God with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. God was never for likes and views of clout chasing or fame. A child of God, the good God child, the child of God, doesn't energy harvest off their neighbor's energy. Doesn't project sport towards their neighbor. And especially when their neighbor's trying to find balance. Even days when they can't even see. I still know how to respect my neighbor to stay in my lane. I still know how to congratulate my neighbor even when they don't understand. Hold on one second, what do you see? What do you see in me that I can't see? Matter of fact, I'm going through something right now and I just needed that from somebody I didn't know. I got so much people around me at the end of the day, but you're different. You're different. And because you're different at the end of the day, someone just poured into you. And it wasn't disrespect. It wasn't to humiliate you. It wasn't to kick you down. It wasn't to make you feel like you're not worthy. Someone actually saw you. Someone was actually rooting you on. Someone inspired you. Someone acknowledged you. Someone allowed you to feel that it was okay to heal a wound that was endured within you. Some that folks overlook. Even days when you wear that mask so well. It's a chain of thought for me. God was known for likes and views of clout chasing or fame, and I say that respectfully. No mother or father should have their child stripped out of their hands because of someone's jealousy, hate, or envy. No mother or father should have their child stripped out of their hands because someone wants to project spell work, because someone is giving that mother or that father the evil lie. Because everybody's not a good parent, but the ones that are good parents in the day, they don't deserve that type of pain. They don't deserve to continue a next chapter without their child by their side, not being able to protect their baby morning, evening, or night. And I say that respectfully. The fear that a mother has to be separated from her child, or a father that shows up for their baby at the end of the day, is not to be able to protect their child when that baby cries out for help, or when that baby is sick, or when that baby just needs a parent. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. How that baby continues to elevate. That mother and father should be able to see that baby grow. And I say that respectfully because you got individuals that can be parents too, and you have individuals that are not parents that don't care about someone else's child. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. Respect's a two-way street. And especially at the end of the day, someone's insinuating evil lie or have malicious intentions. We all aren't the same. I'm not, respecting my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views of clout chasing or fame. Your voice does matter, and you are worthy of the right people respecting you good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, and especially when you don't have malicious intentions. I never signed up for someone's one-sided ass contract, and I say that respectfully when it comes to my creativity. Regards to what next door neighbor and any tax bracket, regardless to who hacked my devices, my emails, or my device, or whatever the case may be. I never signed up for someone's one-sided contract, and I never signed up for someone to try to blackmail me against me, using my personal information against me. I say that respectfully, to pay me out to be mentally unstable, or to pay me out to be crazy, or to pay me out to be whatever they want to pay me out to be at the end of the day, because they're willing to have a whole community go up against me. I do not live in fear, and I walk alone when I walk in these streets, and I say that respectfully. How folks would hack your devices, gang stalk you, hack your conversations, all types of stuff to project fear in you, to make you feel like you're not worthy of loving yourself. How this type of stuff actually happens. Always be yourself with no misintentions. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God. And I work alone. I do not worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I am still healing from spiritual warfare when it comes to a hate crime, because it is a hate crime. When someone projects spell work towards you for you to lose your beauty, I never had skin problems a day in my life. No, it's a train of thought, you son of a bitch. I said what I said. I hope you saw a piece of y'all goddamn lame, you son of a bitch. But I put it in God's hands because someone was insecure. Someone was sending me the evil eye. Someone was jealous. They try to figure out at the end of the day, is this truly me? I never had to put a filter on at the end of the day. None of my videos on all my pictures. I got a beauty mark that's always been on my nose since day one from birth. In all my pictures and my videos, you see it. I am far from a catfish, and I say that respectfully. If I was wearing a filter today, it would not show my beauty mark. I'm far from a catfish, regardless to who's so worried about my beauty at the end of the day. You gotta send spell work towards me so you can feel better about yourself. You gotta energy harvest off my energy so you can feel better about yourself. I'm far from an insecure person. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. How folks will want you to live in fear, be scared, or be in the mindset of being insecure. How someone will truly pray that on you. All because you're willing to choose you. And they don't want folks to look at you at the end of the day and the light that they truly see you, having potential. I'm not using no respect and I'm far from a hater regardless of your financial status. And I say that respectfully. I never gave nobody permission to make money off me, and I never gave nobody permission to take anything from me, and I say that respectfully. And one thing I don't do is run from my past, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Loving yourself is not a crime. Never give up on yourself because someone wants to project fear in you. Never give up on yourself because someone overlooked you. Never give up on yourself when someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you. I'm far from having mommy and daddy issues, and I say that respectfully. I got my heavenly mother, my heavenly father, God. They said God not real, but God truly allowed me to heal. They said God not real, but God truly shows me love. That's something that folks can't do. And I say that respectfully. It's a bond that I have at the end of the day they can't relate to. But when you choose yourself, just never overlook you. Because God was never for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. And I say that respectfully. Even going through spiritual warfare. We're not the same. Always be yourself with noble intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless to who has me shadow bound or not. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity worthy. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and today is currently September 13th, 2025. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone regardless to who acting like they know me or whatever the case may be. I don't deal with no third-party conversation. I say that respectfully. I work alone when it comes to my content. And I have since day one. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, they're not sending you the evil eye. They're not trying to outdo you when it comes to your trauma. They don't look at you like competition. Regardless if they came from poverty or pain or not, they respect you, hear you, with no misintentions. That motivation is different when you got the right people in your life. They don't have a mindset of having jealousy or hate or envy within you. You know, there's still men and women in this world that know how to respect their neighbor, regardless of their sexual orientation, their disability, or their age. And when someone is not for them at the end of the day, they just stay in their own lane. They don't have the mindset of projecting spell work towards their neighbor. They don't have the mindset of sending someone an evil eye. They don't have the mindset of trying to blackmail someone against the next person at the end of the day. To play them close, hold on one second, let me take it to free will. And you rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially. My content is not for everyone. And I don't run from he say, she say, and I say that respectfully. And I do not fear the devil, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, or whoever made me their enemy. And I didn't have to do nothing besides be my authentic self. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. I would never hurt myself when I say that respectfully. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child because someone sending their child the evil eye. Even if their child knows the person or not, or someone's projecting jealousy or hate or envy towards their child. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child because of the hands of someone with lack of self-control or lack of self-discipline, regardless if that person had a mother or father in the household or not. Especially two-way street. People pick and choose who they want to bully, trying to kick down, but you're saying that you at peace with yourself. No, you forgot to truly keep it real. Hello, stay in your life. Hello. Because someone truly at peace, they don't got time to send the evil eye. They don't got time for he say, she say conversations, how to figure out how to kick the next person down, playing with spell work. Hold on one second, it's not working. How this person not being insecure today? Why they keep showing up for themselves? It's a shame to throw for me. Because when you send somebody spell work, you're monitoring their every move. Like a monitoring spirit. You're watching their every move. To say, okay, well, why they not insecure? Why they keep showing up? Why they don't live in fear? My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself, no intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I do not worship the devil, and my soul was never for sale, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone and always have since day one. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you, with no misintentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Protect your energy, protect your family, stop the violence, humanity, and worthy. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, or others around me. Regardless who tries to antagonize me to get a reaction out of me, regardless of who tries to disrespect me, and I say that respectfully, I would never hurt myself. And it's not a crime to speak up for yourself, and I say that respectfully. How folks try to blackmail you against you because they say nobody's going to hear you. I would never hurt myself. I'm not using no respect, and I'm far from a hater. The man of your tax bracket. Peace and respect, sir, respect, your neighbor, something about humanity, on them, you like God, or go never, never on them, you like. Ain't stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes if you're a cloud chasing the fame. To the genuine ones, with intentions, I truly hope that you continue to heal, regardless to who gave up on you, overlooked you during your journey. You're mad and you're worthy. Healing, charm, and pain is not a race overnight process. But one day you are worthy of going in within to love yourself, to acknowledge that, hold on 1 second, be mindful and wise with hurting yourself with your own words. Even days when you get lost in your words when it comes to your season. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. Even when you feel alone, don't got the right people around you, you're mad and you're worthy. God was never for selling until you're keeping the real going within. We don't pray the same. I'm far from a hater. I knew I respect my neighbor, even when you couldn't see. Stop the violence. You have to change on me. I gotta go.